Florida's black bears, a conservation success story at a crossroads. Deep in Florida's remaining wilderness, a quiet conservation triumph unfolds daily. The Florida black bear, once nearly extinct with fewer than 500 individuals in the 1970s, now numbers around 4,000, a remarkable recovery that stands as one of the state's greatest wildlife success stories. Yet this achievement now faces a pivotal test as the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission prepares to vote on resuming black bear hunting for the first time since 2015. Long before European settlement transformed Florida's landscape, approximately 11,000 black bears roamed freely across the peninsula. These magnificent creatures followed ancient patterns, migrating through pine flatwoods, swamps, and oak scrub as they tracked the seasonal availability of acorns and palmetto berries. In this pre-Columbian Florida, vast unbroken wilderness allowed bears to travel hundreds of miles in search of food and mates. The arrival of settlers changed everything. Unregulated hunting combined with relentless habitat destruction drove bear populations toward oblivion. As pioneers cleared land, built coastal retreats, and eventually developed the strip malls and subdivisions that characterize modern Florida, the bear's ancient pathways disappeared. By the 1970s, this once abundant species teetered on the edge of extinction. The environmental movement of the early 1970s, marked by the first Earth Day in 1970 and the Endangered Species Act of 1973, sparked Florida's commitment to saving its native bears. In 1974, the state designated the Florida black bear as a threatened species, launching decades of dedicated conservation work that would prove remarkably successful. Today's population of 4,000 bears represents a stunning recovery, though the distribution tells a more complex story. The bears now inhabit 7 distinct geographical regions, called bear management units, with wildly varying populations. 3 units thrive with over 1,000 bears each: the Central Region, 1,198, the South, 1,044, and the East Panhandle, 1,060. However, 4 other units remain vulnerable with significantly smaller numbers: 496 in the North, 120 in the West Panhandle, 98 in South Central, and merely 30 bears in the Big Bend area. This uneven distribution lies at the heart of the current hunting controversy. The FWC has proposed limiting hunting to 4 bear management units deemed capable of sustaining harvest without population decline. The proposed December hunt would issue 187 permits, targeting primarily male bears since females should be denning by winter. Officials argue this number equals the female bears that could theoretically be removed without harming unit populations. Critics worry that hunting could devastate the smaller, more fragile populations. The debate reflects broader tensions between traditional wildlife management practices and modern conservation philosophy. Sometimes a single animal can transform our understanding of an entire species. In 2009, that animal was M34, a young male black bear collared by University of Kentucky researchers including wildlife biologist Joe Guthrie. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. At 2.5 years old, M34 was just beginning the dangerous journey that young male bears undertake when seeking their own territory. While females maintain relatively small home ranges of about 15 square miles, staying close to reliable food sources, males roam across 25 to 100 square miles, averaging 60 square miles, in their search for mates. For 9 crucial months, M34's collar transmitted GPS coordinates every hour as he traveled over 500 miles across Florida's fragmented landscape. His journey revealed something extraordinary. Despite decades of development, key wildlife corridors still connected distant bear populations across the state. Along comes this bear, making this outrageous, surprising dispersal and showing how connected it all was, explains Guthrie, now Predator-Prey Program Director at the Archbold Biological Station. The M34 data revealed the connectedness of the landscape in a way that made sense. It was a great discovery for our research and ultimately for conservation. M34's epic journey provided the scientific foundation for an ambitious vision, creating a continuous wildlife corridor spanning the entire state. What began as a grassroots conservation idea evolved into official policy with the 2021 Florida Wildlife Corridor Act, championed by National Geographic explorer Carlton Ward, Jr. Today, the Florida Wildlife Corridor encompasses nearly 18 million acres of connected habitat, 10 million acres already protected, with another 8 million connected but awaiting protection. This living landscape serves not only Florida's black bears but also panthers, gopher tortoises, burrowing owls, swallowtail kites, and countless other native species. If we want to maintain Florida's natural ecosystems, including its wildlife, we can't do that with postage stamp-sized pieces of land, emphasizes Greg Connect, Executive Director of the Nature Conservancy in Florida. We need connectivity, a wildlife corridor across the state where animals can move through the landscape. Otherwise, we're going to lose all of the things that are representative of Florida. The corridor has also become a bridge between traditionally opposing groups, hunters and conservationists. Travis Thompson, Executive Director of the nonprofit All Florida and a lifelong hunter, exemplifies this convergence.